Good morning and welcome to Multiply Mornings. My name is Dan and today we're breaking down the news that is just driving the internet mad. And on to our top story today, and that is AT&T buying Time Warner Cable. Now you may say, Daniel, I don't have AT&T, I don't have Time Warner, or maybe you have one, maybe not the other. Why do I even care? Well, there's actually a very important reason. Time Warner owns a lot of stuff that AT&T is buying for the $85.4 billion. Now, the thing about it is Time Warner owns HBO, it owns CNN, it owns Warner Brothers, and a lot more. And so there's several entities now that you may be interested in. For instance, Time Warner owns Warner Brothers, who owns all of DC Comics. They also own all of Looney Tunes, amongst other very prominent properties. They also own CNN, which obviously is one of the largest news conglomerates, and they own HBO, which is now even taking on more steam as its own platform, as it even distances itself from traditional cable. So why does this matter to you? Well, here's the thing. Content is changing very fast, actually, and devices, people, we are consistently driving more to our devices, our cell phones, our tablets, our computers, everything, and to be able to offer exclusive content. And then also with issues of net neutrality, being able to make a fast line for that content and slowing down other contents from other people that AT&T doesn't own. So there are negatives possibly, and a lot of people are really worried about this because I think it's going to become something bad. I think it's going to take over in a sense of like too much power to one provider. And there's definitely something to be said there. I think there's a lot of good and bad that can come out of this, probably more bad. I think it's going to happen because, quite frankly, it just is the way of the world. AT&T wants to become more and more of a conglomerate. They want more aspects of your life in which they can be able to sell products to you. They already bought DirecTV last year for like $40-something billion. Now they're buying Time Warner for $85 billion, and Time Warner is a lot bigger of a package. And honestly, they're not buying it for the cable. They're buying it for the content. They're buying it because they want to get into your lives more and more. But let me know in the comments down below, guys, what do you think? What do you think about Time Warner, this whole thing? I want to hear your thoughts. Are you worried, concerned? Let me know. Now moving on to our next story, and another massive company, but this one's it's a launch, and I'm a couple days late because of production schedules, blah, 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 but the Nintendo Switch. I'm not going to talk long about it, but I couldn't let it pass by. Nintendo Switch looks, in my opinion, awesome. I haven't liked a Nintendo console really in a long time. I thought the Wii U was a cool premise, but honestly it's just too hard to find the price for it. It seemed a little bit much for what it was. But all in all, this is super exciting. I mean, it's kind of like a mobile system, but it's also the power you get from it, I think. I'm interested to see what that power is. I mean, is it just going to be just first-party games like we traditionally have gotten from Nintendo, or where is this going to fall for us? I mean, what's the price points, everything? There's so much more to come out, so much more we're going to learn about the Nintendo Switch, but I'm excited. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. Are you an Xbox, PS4, or Nintendo person, or all three? I'd love to hear your thoughts, where you're at, and what you think about the Switch itself. Alright guys, and on to our big story of the day, the thing that's most dear to my heart, Christian media. Now, if you haven't checked out our review for I'm Not Ashamed, that's really what it sparked from. I told you guys I'd do another little bit more in-depth talk about why I think, what I'm thinking about Christian media right now. I've done videos about it in the past, but I keep maturing in my thought process through it. And so today, I wanted to talk about this. Now, Relevant Magazine put out a very interesting article that I'm linking in the description down below about this. Really hits a lot of points I agree with, and it's why Christians should not be happy with the status quo that is Christian content. Now, in my review, I discussed a little bit about my issues with I'm Not Ashamed and other content like it. Now, these all fall into this category with War Room, God's Not Dead 1 and 2, Do You Believe, and so on and so forth. All these films that kind of fall in this area of just a bit on this different side. Now, what I mean to say by that is this. There's so much going on in media today, and I tell you, it's transforming. Content in general is transforming right now. But even movies have gone to such more of a realistic tone. Last night, me and Judah went out, we saw Keeping Up with the Joneses. That movie, by the way, I wouldn't waste my time going and seeing it. We're not even going to review it because it's so far past. That movie it just lacked realism. It lacked something that felt real, and so it took me out of it a little bit more. And I think Christian content is doing the same thing. I think Christian content is trying so hard to be so non-confrontational, yet build up their base, that really they're starting to struggle. They've actually been struggling for a long time. I think it's wrong because Jesus came back, wanted 100% of our life. life. Whether it's the way I love my wife, the way I listen to music, the way I enjoy entertainment, the way I do everything. I work my job. All of it is supposed to be in the line of Him. Yet we act like in Christian content, like there's this one trackness. There's so much more than just what we're talking about. Christian life is everything. Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I don't have struggles. I don't have depression. I feel like this movie tried to hit on those issues, but failed. I think it's an overarching issue going on with Christian content and media today. Christian music is fundamentally one of those things. I see so many artists who try to come out and do something really different and cool and exciting, and then slowly it dwindles and they become worship artists. And I love worship, as I've said in previous videos. But the fact of the matter is, I worship God in every aspect of my life, or at least I should. And so far, Christian content is just stagnant. It's the same basic stuff duplicated over and over again. And you can make an argument that secular content's the same way. But there's just a system to the art, the system to what's going on in general around, and something's got to change. Because Christianity is the most relevant thing in this world, yet we make it irrelevant to people by making it seem stereotypical, making it seem kitschy, making it seem just not what it is that is real. And so I have a big trouble with this, and that's what we're here for in a big way. I know we haven't really branched into live action content that much yet, but it is on the way. Hopefully we'll be shooting a short this week. They'll be coming out soon, and a lot of stuff. Now, most of it is not going to be on the scale of what I want it to be at yet, but future, we want to be there because Christian content needs a rebirth. It needs something to go right to the core of what God wants in our life, which is realism, which is truth and everything. And it doesn't matter, people get offended sometimes because guess what? We live in a world which everything offends everybody. So you're gonna offend people. But the reality is we have to go there. We have to go there for real, or people are just gonna keep saying we're a bunch of fake people. And that's not what I want. I don't know about you, but I do not desire that. That's kind of our focus too, guys, because I think it's so important that we take some time, we dive into this mentally to what's going on and think to ourselves, what do we really want from everything? What do we want from this world? What do we want from our content, from our media? We think about our jobs, but yet we just bypass it with Christian media, and I want to get to the bottom of it. So let me know in the comments down below, guys. Do you agree with me? Do you think? I want to hear everything about what you're thinking about this. And guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Now, I want to just take for a second, say thank you first off, all the new people who've subscribed recently over our, we hit the 300 mark. Thank you guys so much. You're amazing. We love you. So awesome. 300 subscribers is a huge milestone for us. I wanted to take a second to ask you guys, this video should be out about 2:30. Would you guys be okay with a 2 to 3 o'clock release for this video? I currently release it at 5 a.m., but there's an issue with that, and that is that I release the video and then you guys don't see it till the next morning, and then everything kind of gets a little bit more stagnant news-wise. So I'd like to know if you guys would be interested in, and you'd still watch, if you think there'd be a difference with your watching schedules if I upload it later like this one right here, if there's a happy medium. So there's going to be a little poll somewhere in one of these corners, and so just check that out. Let me know. Just say yes or no, and it'll really help us out a lot. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, let us know that you're enjoying it. God bless. My name's Dan, and we will see you tomorrow.